Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this wonderful Wednesday here in Connecticut. Life's good, guys. Life is good. It's raining like crazy, and it has for 24 hours, and it's going to for another few hours also. The remnants of our pal Ian, or whatever's going on down in Puerto Rico or area, knock on wood, we made out well. Some of my pals down in Puerto Rico and Florida, not so much. Anyway, thoughts and prayers go out to them. You saw the thumbnail. Bending notes. Why? Why? And you saw the pictures of Mel Broyles. We had a discussion with Mel Broyles, 40 years ago? So I'll make you privy to that. In the meantime, let me honk a little bit, and we'll get to bending notes. So, years ago, sitting in the dungeon, all of you that ever studied with Mel and went over to the Met to take a lesson, you know what I'm talking about. Sitting in the dungeon in one of these catacombs at the Met, which is a vibrating echo chamber. Anyway, and I'm warming up before Mel came. And I'm doing exactly what I just did. And he walks in and goes, "Ralphie, what the hell was that?" And I said, "Well, I saw this thing." I don't know who I saw at the time. These bending notes are good for your chops. And he says, "Really? What makes it so good?" I don't know. The guy that said do it didn't explain why it was any good. And I have yet to hear anybody give me an explanation of why it's good. I'll give you my stuff in a minute. But we'll continue with Mel. And he goes, and I was doing, he says, "Show me." And I was doing, C to a B. He said, "Ralphie, why don't you use the second valve? That's what the damn thing's there for." Well, if you do it with your chubs, why? And he says, "Ace, I'm going to give you a nickel's worth of free advice. If you can't sell it, don't play it." He says, "Nobody wants to listen to that shit. Use the second valve. That's what it's for." Okay? And I've gone with it ever since. I haven't done it since. Now, as you know, I do occasionally go into the single pedal register. Okay? Guys, that is exactly the same thing as bending notes. You are coercing your chops, which takes tension to do it, albeit a little bit, but it does take tension to do it. And Jerry and I and Mel both agreed it's not good for your chops to play those for any period of time. Now, the great ones, Liberati and all them, use them like the single pedals now. They use them like it was a middle register. Beep, bong, beep, bong. I mean, just incredible. Now, I can play single pedals any day of the week for as long as you want. Why? My chop's relaxed, and that's what it's doing. That's what it takes to play those notes. But, again, all a low F is an F sharp that is coerced with the chops. So I don't do them any other than to show a little ditty here to let you know that if they're relaxed, those notes are there for you. As with all these bent notes, you don't have to practice it to get the notes. As long as you're relaxed, anybody can do that. Okay? Now here's the thing. Why don't I do it? First of all, when Mel Broyle says something, you do it. That was my mindset back when I was 18 years old. Now, if Mel Broyle said something to me, I'd have a couple questions for him. He also said that about the double pedals too. Ralph, he sounds like you're farting. If you can't sell it, don't play it. Well, again, the double pedals, there was a reason for doing it. The double pedals, it would relax the corners and thicken the chops. The single pedals and the bending does nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. It's just an odd, in-between embouchure that you're never going to use. And like Mel said, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. Guys, if you're not going to use it, why waste your time practicing it? All right? Now, what it does, though, however, now, what it doesn't do, one more thing, is that, and the reason I don't do it, is because you guys all know, and I'm sure you all agree, compression is the whole thing. And bending those notes does absolutely nothing, zero, nada, to help compression. Nor does single pedals, okay? Nor does double pedals help with compression, but it helps with the relaxation and the thickening of the chops. The bending does not help with relaxation and thickening of the chops. It doesn't do any good. It's complete and total worthless. Now, if you want to do it, if that's part of your routine that makes you feel better to prepare for it, knock yourself out. It's just like long tones or all that sort of stuff. Me, I'm going with Mel. Okay, now there's one other thing. Guys, it is all done behind the horn. It's all done behind the mouthpiece, actually, behind the horn. Now, as I said before, the trumpet is nothing more than a megaphone, and I stand behind this. Some people got the wrong idea. They weren't bright enough to really realize what I was doing, so let me say this again. Guys, I understand that, that the valves and everything will change your horn chromatically. There's no question about it. But guys, if you are not buzzing behind the horn, I don't care what the horn resonates and what the fingerings do, the note's not coming out. That is the note. The trumpet has nothing to do with that. That is why true power, if you have the correct mouthpiece and whatnot, you can jump from trumpet to trumpet to trumpet with the same mouthpiece, because it's all done here and it's all locked in correctly by the chops. Now, I understand that inferior players that have terrible chops and are playing a Bach mouthpiece that are completely collapsed, yes, they may not grasp the whole thing about compression and what I'm saying. But I can't explain it any better, guys. The trumpet's a megaphone. It's all done behind the instrument. And bending notes as part of your routine is a waste of your time. And long term, if you do it for any significant amount of time, is detrimental to your chops. All right? Mel, I agree with you completely. Ace, I got 2 words for you, and they're not happy birthday. Love the guy. Anyway, eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.